in the hearts of men. The shadow knows.
Hey everyone, Gil here, CEO of the Asset Center, the American Survival School and Emergency Training Center here in Idaho. All right, so I had this little thought coming to me today, and basically that's where this video is coming from. What is your Defcon status? And some of you are probably going, what's Defcon? All right, so those of you who were around once upon a time for the movie War Games, you know what Defcon status is a little bit. But for the rest of you, let's take a look at what it is. And let's take this a little bit bigger here. Okay, so it comes from the Air Force's Strategic Air Command Readiness. So it does not start at the top. It starts at the bottom. Defcon 5, the exercise term is fade out. And the description is it's the lowest state of readiness. So, and the readiness level is basically normal readiness. Defcon 4 is called double take, increased intelligence watch, and strengthen security measures above normal readiness. Defcon 3, roundhouse, increase force readiness above that required for normal readiness. Air Force is ready to mobilize in 15 minutes. Defcon 2, fast pace, the next step to nuclear war. Armed forces are ready to deploy and engage in less than 6 hours. Defcon 1, cocked pistol, nuclear war is imminent. Maximum readiness. And that's what the Defcon situation, is levels are set for. But let's get over here, and where's the next one here? All right. Now this has been adapted by states and counties, and now instead of calling it Defcon, they call it OPCON for operations condition. Oh, by the way, Defcon was defense conditions. So OPCON, that runs the same way, levels 5 through 1. They reordered the coloring from blue to green for the bottom one, not realizing it was based on the rainbow. Anyways, so OPCON is 5 is most day-to-day operations include normal training, exercise, pre-disaster, blah, 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 blah. And since this is from the South Carolina, it's the, South Carolina Emergency Operations Center may be up. Okay. Yeah, and they go to 4. Things get a little bit better, a little bit more jacked up here. The EOC activation is dependent on the event of the status of the event. OPCON 3, disaster or emergency situation is likely. South Carolina Emergency Operations Plan and the appropriate specific impact hazards emergency plan is activated. OPCON 2, disaster or emergency situation imminent or in effect. And 1 is major disaster or emergency situation is in effect. High state of emergency operations, and the SEOC is fully activated. Yeah. Here's another one. This is for the Charleston County Emergency Center, Operations Center. And it goes basically the same type thing, goes through as they go through the levels. All right, so this is one that was designed for preppers. Yay, we have our own. Woo. Okay, so it's divided in half, and I don't know why they put it together like this because it's really hard to read. But so we'll go through the event level first. Event level, low, relative safety and peace. Private family emergencies are occurring around the area, across the country, whatever, like sickness, job losses. On a case by case, best time to prepare your family. Guarded. Threat of reduced resources or economic instability is basically something's going on. It's threatening those things. Local citywide event like a fire, gas leak, hazmat, other sorts of things. Travel is still available. People may evacuate until safe to return. There's a scare of an event or a threat of an event. Elevated. There are minor injuries, minor structural damage, possible prolonged shelter/isolation, possible outbreak or inclement weather, the conservation of resources. So this one is talking about there are a whole bunch of possible scenarios go on here. Structural damage could be an earthquake, could be from tornadoes, whatever. It's not saying, but it's something that could be causing any of these. Next one is high level, major injuries, loss of services, water or sewer or gas or electric or medical or banks or fuel. It could be one or all of them or just any number of them. Limited travel. Severe. There are fatalities, major structural damage, no travel, stores are empty, looting in progress, long-term recovery is on the horizon. And yeah, so there's that. Now, on the flip side on this, the colors are still the same. Blue is the lowest level and red is the most, So let's start here with the blue and see what it says for preppers. Complete self-reliant lifestyle, 2+ year supply of long-term food storage with the knowledge and resources to produce more food. Good point. Knowledge of livestock, farming, bees, medical herbs, soap making, candle making, fabric weaving, etc., etc., etc. Emergency shelter, such as a 4-season canvas tent and tent stove, fuel for heat, etc., etc., etc. Basically, you're totally prepared if you're in the blue. Most people aren't even close to being totally prepared. Ask any real prepper who's honest with you. No, they're not totally prepared. They still got things to do. So that was no fear. Resource. 1 year plus supply of long-term food storage. Talks about different grains, canning supplies. You have been doing this long enough to teach others how to do it. The ability to purify water for up to a year. Emergency toilet, lighting, cooking fuel, indoor and out. All important information has been printed off on hard paper. In case of loss of internet, cash on hand, long-term medicine, CERT training, which is the community emergency response training. I would add to that not only should stuff be printed off, it should be burnt on a CD and possibly put on a thumb drive for the important information. In progress. 90-day supply of food you already eat, that you can rotate through. 90 days of drinking water stored, sprouting seeds stored to use for fresh vegetables. If you can't get any, savings are in bank. You're debt free from consumer debt. You have sleeping bags, basic camping gear, fire starters, warm clothing, including coats, boots for your whole family, special supplies like feminine hygiene products, infant products, medical supplies, ability to use alternate cooking methods like solar, thermal, or Dutch ovens. To some people, Dutch ovens are not alternate. That's what they use all the time because it's fun, like me. Next one, started. So you started your prepping. You have 2 weeks worth of food in the pantry. It says fat pantry. I call that a skinny pantry. 2 weeks of income in the bank, 2 weeks of drinking water, 2 weeks of fuel. You're in the process of paying off your debts, overcoming addictions such as coffee, video games, coffee, tobacco. No, I'm sorry, guys. I'm poking fun at some of my good friends out who love coffee and say they can't function without coffee. Okay, but serious, like addiction, overcoming addictions, whatever addictions you have, video games, whatever. You're getting back to a basic. You got to get back to a basic lifestyle, and you're just starting to get rid of that stuff. And it says you have a 72-hour kit for fleeing and car kits in the car for incidents on the road, first aid supply and training. Going back, I would change that 72-hour kit. We learned during Katrina that gets people killed. You want to have a 7 to 10 day kit. Family emergency plan written down, discussed with family. You know your neighbors, know your community resources, have all contact information, contact numbers available on hand, and easy to find place. And in an easy to find place. The printing on this is horrible here. Home prepared for earthquakes, tornadoes, hurricanes, whatever's in your area. Red, not ready. I am completely at the mercy of others and an event happens today. I have no current resources to care for myself or others. Possible reasons: I have done nothing to prepare. I live paycheck to paycheck. I am dead. I struggle with addiction. I'm a little child, elderly, disabled, out of work, or have lost everything: fire, death, divorce, personal emergency, etc. So those are the levels there for those are your ready levels. Red being you're starting out, you're at the bottom, and and you're working your way up to the top. All right, let's go here. Okay, so where are you on the levels? Are you at level 5? Everything's honky-dory outside, but you have absolutely nothing stored, or are you at Defcon 4 now? What do you think the situation is around you? You have to make determines for you what level you're at. Are you at Defcon 3? Defcon 2? Or do you think we're at Defcon 1? Personally, we are not at Defcon 1. I don't even think we are really at Defcon 2 yet. Well, New York might be at Defcon 2. But, so that is what I want to talk a little bit about to get you guys to look at yourself. Now, there's going to be some links coming up here at the end. You need to check them out. There's going to be some links to my playlist on emergency preparedness, which has some very important videos in there. Most importantly, the 3-part series on planning for emergencies. And we'll have the links to the definitions of emergency type classifications. Something you really should know to think about when people are talking about, oh, this is just a life-changing event. Oh, this is an emergency. No, this is a Tawaki situation. No, this is an SHTF. No, it's an emergency situation. You need to know what is really going on. So let me run back here on this and say, so again, what is your DEFCON status? Or if you prefer, your OPCON status or your personal preparedness status. That is something for you to figure out. But this is just a lead-in to Tuesday's live. Tactical Tuesday, we're going to be talking about bugging out versus bugging in and why. All right. So once again, this is Gil, CEO of the Asset Center, hoping that you're prepared and you're safe and you're learning what to do. All right? Okay, take care, and I will see you on Tuesday.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows.